it's really hard to sometimes like not let these experiences like take you away. So if someone is listening and they're worried about negative feedback or like someone kind of saying some things and feeling discouraged, like how have you worked through the discomfort of like just being exposed in that way, and that sometimes people are kind of like unhealed and they may say some things or be, kind of jerks?
Oh my God, I started being my own best friend. Like, seriously. I will talk to myself like nobody's business. But like, I'll also like, whenever I'm doing my makeup or something, because like my creative outlet is like my makeup, my hair, obviously. And anyone who ever goes to my Instagram profile, you're going to see that.
Yeah.
Almost instantly. But like, I started, hyping myself up. That's like my creative outlet. If I'm ever having a bad day, I'll go and like do my makeup because it just makes me feel better. But then I'll also like dance in the mirror and I'll like put myself up and I'm just like, putting on a fun outfit. And I mean, it's legitimate. Like I started creating such a better relationship with myself because that helps build that wall between energetically, not so great people. And it just makes me feel better and more able to handle people, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's so true. That's exactly how you combat it. That's definitely like something that I lean into as well. It's like you have got to be your own biggest cheerleader. You have got to be in control of your mind and consciousness and your processes, and not just letting your triggers, like your triggered emotions from that experience, then allow the automatic thoughts that pop up, like be the like dictators of your next decision, because that is really how human behavior works. We feel a feeling, we have thoughts pop into our head that may not be conscious thoughts, they may be thoughts from our unconscious, our wounds, our pain, our fear, our scarcity and limiting beliefs. And then we listen to that because we're like, oh yeah, there it is, that's truth. And we don't question it, we don't separate from it. And so much of like these experiences with these other folks, like who may not love us or may have things to say, it's actually the process of like if someone says something to you, you've already been working on your self-love and like really showing up for yourself so it affects you less, you're more resilient, and just really changing that mindset around having to take on something that is not yours. People don't know us in these social spaces. We're projections of people they like or people they don't like. And if somebody sees something in you that they don't like because it reminds them unconsciously of their Aunt Wanda, who like was really mean to them and she had rainbow hair, and like now this person posted something, so I'm gonna say something to put them down. Like they don't understand that a lot of it is just like projected shit that doesn't matter. So whenever you get a stranger, if there's somebody who doesn't agree or whatever, try to hear them out. Maybe you fucked up. It's true. But then also like with a grain of salt, and understand you're not a perfect person. You're a human being. Your page is your page. It's your opinion. It's you. And it's not for everybody. And we shouldn't be for everybody, because then we have no identity, right? So don't take it on as yours, and just like let yourself see it as a projection of where someone is limited in their own life, and kind of just try to be compassionate.
Exactly. And also like, don't forget that you can delete things. Like you can delete people, you can block people. I mean, I posted a reel on Instagram and it had like, I didn't even remember what I was doing. It was super basic. It wasn't anything crazy. And I commented on it. And I know it was a kid because I looked at his profile. He's like 15 years old. And so I knew I couldn't even respond to it. And he like something about how my hair looked fake and my head looked like it was floating. And I was just like, just going to delete that. We're just going to pretend that didn't exist.
Yeah, because you can clearly see the people who are like part of your community and saying like, hey, like I was a little bit turned off by the way you presented this. And that's someone who's in your community, versus like if you go to their page and they're not even following you, then you know they're just a troll. They're just like fucking acting out. Like block and liberally block and delete these things, and like understand that your page also, you get to have boundaries. Like that's something I didn't realize when I stepped into this space, because so much of the narrative around celebrities and people who are public figures, like, well, they're public figures. Like they knew what they were getting into. No, fuck you. First of all, just because someone is a creator or an entrepreneur or a writer or a public figure does not give you the liberty to take your shit out on them. Go to therapy, for God fucking sakes. Like, go take care of yourself. You're not gonna solve anything by yelling at someone you don't know or like taking your shit out on someone you don't know. It doesn't mean they have ownership over your life. It doesn't mean they have ownership over your voice. It doesn't mean that they get to tell you what you get to post and not post and how to live. Like, fuck that. Your page, and you are allowed to be a human being, and you're allowed to be a public figure, and you're allowed to be in the space and demand respect. And demand that people honor and respect you and your boundaries and what feels right and what's not. And don't let people abuse you. You didn't sign up for that. It doesn't matter how famous you get. Like, you did not sign up for that.
That's also something I really admire about a lot of the TikTok creators, because they're all up and coming and saying, I'm tired of your shit. I'm absolutely really sick of the comments you're leaving. And if you're going to keep doing it, I'm not going to create for you anymore.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think it's fantastic. And I think more people should do it.
Boundaries. Like, we are entering like the healed creator space. Like, we're no longer the people-pleasing creators or the influencers willing to do anything for everybody. It's like, you're part of our community. You show respect to the creators and to the people who are in charge. Again, not like blind respect. Like, if people are fucking up, like, gently call them in for a conversation. But like, you need to essentially respect the space, and it's a safe space, and it should be a safe space. And I don't care who you are. Like, I will protect my community from people who are not safe. And that includes people who are crazy in the comments. And that includes like people who are sending nasty DMs for no reason. And I don't get a lot of this. I mean, I really don't. I don't know about you, but it's like every once in a while, but like still, you know, it's reminding yourself that you have the power. And it's not you're not being a bad person if you're blocking people who are abusive. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed this, click here to check out the full podcast episode. Click here to check out our full library of podcast episodes. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you can be the first to know when we're posting new ones. I'll see you soon.